What's up, everybody, and welcome to ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. I'm Drew Bosley, and that's the one and only. It is the legendary Scott Savage. Scott, what's happening today, buddy?
Well, when it comes to video games, I've been quite basic the last few days. Vampire Survivor.
It's got you, hasn't it? I've seen everybody playing it, man.
I think that's my game of the year.
No way. Are you serious?
I'm only partially joking.
Hey, dude, you never know. We got one heck of a show where people can join us live every day at 11 a.m. Eastern over on twitch.tv/the official ITG, as well as YouTube at ITG. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later. InsideTheGame.ca, podcast services, and TV streaming networks around the globe. Scott, on today's show, it is the Game of the Year nominees are in. And who stands above the rest? Well, there's one game in particular that has 10 nominations. That's a big one. The Witcher 3 Next Gen is coming sooner than we thought. An Xbox streaming device just isn't ready to launch yet. But it's there. Dude, it's there. Phil Spencer. All right. Dude, let's get into today's show because we got a hot topic. It is the Game Award. Nominations are in. And with God of War Ragnarok up for 10 of them, plus plenty of nominations for Elden Ring and Horizon Forbidden West. Oh, thank you. That's a good one.
Those are the big three in my opinion.
Yes, absolutely. So I do want to get into a bit of a discussion on this particular topic because the nominations of the year for this year's Game of the Year, I'm starting over, Scott. The nominations for this year's Game Awards are in, and unsurprisingly, both God of War Ragnarok and Elden Ring have racked up a few. This comes from Austin over at VG247, by the way. Jeff Keighley has kindly told us what games we can potentially expect to see win awards at this year's Game Awards. Obviously, rounding off the Game of the Year category. If you're wondering who's up for the big one, well, obviously, God of War Ragnarok. Elden Ring, Scott, is there as well as A Plague's Tale Requiem, which I thought was super cool. Nice to see that one in there. And a little game called Horizon Forbidden West is also in that running. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is there, and one last game to take up the 6th spot is Stray. Dude, Stray was cool. It was a nice little surprise coming out of Stray.
Yeah, that was a nice little endearing one, but I fortunately didn't get into that one. I still don't have a PlayStation. That's my biggest barrier of entry. God of War Ragnarok for PC when?
Right? Yeah, fingers crossed. I think in a year?
Yeah, maybe? I think I have a better chance of getting Forbidden West before that.
Yes. So yeah, let's get into the topic. Actually, let's finish off the rest of the discussion here first. Best Game Direction offers another chance for Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, and Stray to win a big award, and includes Half Mermaid's Immortality as well. I didn't play Immortality. I heard good things about it, but I never got into playing it.
No, that one skipped right under.
Yeah, unfortunately. The best indie category features plenty of great titles too, like Cult of the Lamb, Neon White, Sifu. Haha, dude, Sifu is an amazing game. Tunic, and another one for Stray again. And then there's a new category this year as well. Did I put that in there? Oh, I did too. Look at me. I'm on fire today, Scott. I'm going to do this and this and this because the new category, which is this year's first best adaptations, which are an award dedicated to film and TV adaptations on various video games. This includes titles like Arcane, League of Legends. An amazing series.
I've only heard good things.
Oh, it's so good. I'm not a League of Legends fan at all. The show hooked me. Like, it was so cool, man. I loved every minute of it. Cyberpunk Edge Runners, that's not a big surprise to see that actually in there. The Cuphead show, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and Uncharted is not going to win, I'm telling you that right now. I think they're going to be running for the money with, I think, Cyberpunk or Arcane is where I'm thinking that award's going to go to.
No, I think that's pretty safe, but I'm trying to think, how long ago was it that we watched Halo?
Dude, it's not even nominated. Did you notice that? It's not even nominated. Whoa, dude, I never even thought of it. I forgot about Halo this year.
I feel like, well, because we forgot, I kind of thought that maybe that would, be omitted from the, I'd be surprised if that took up best adaptation. I'll say it that way.
Brian chimes in over on YouTube and says, obviously Elden Ring for both. Dude, I think you're wrong.
If I were a betting man, I'd put it on Elden Ring. God of War is obviously the main contender, but it depends. In my opinion, God of War is a little bit more kind of pigeonholed to a certain demographic, a certain group.
Yeah.
And Elden Ring, although again seems to be a masochistic enjoyment, a little bit more universal.
Yes, it had a broader reach, right? That's the Ragnarok was sick, don't get me wrong, but Elden Ring though, yeah, I get you. I absolutely understand. I am curious to see how it's going to play out, which one is going to win. I'm more of a God of War Ragnarok fan in this case. Elden Ring though, I absolutely appreciate what it is. It's just not my style. It's more of a preference. For me, it's God of War Ragnarok, but yeah, like Elden Ring could win this, Scott. It really could, because it's everywhere.
I've seen it talked about winning narrative direction and stuff too, which makes me kind of chuckle at your first comment on that game.
Dude,
there's no story in
this. You got to really dig for the story. I know the story's there, but it's not presented in the same way of God of War Ragnarok is, right? Like the story is a whole conversation.
The story is there, but it doesn't tell you the story.
Yeah, exactly. You have to find the story. And now that's not what I was looking for, but man, I don't know. I might go back to Elden Ring. I might actually go back.
Well, maybe the story isn't about the Elden Lords. Maybe it's all about the friends we made along the way.
Well, there is that as well. Yeah, that is why people love it. Absolutely. It's a punishing game, and I'm not into that kind of punishing scene. But you're right. Halo was hot garbage.
Dude, yeah, I was not very happy about that. It was kind of like I was hoping the Chief would wake up and it was just a dream.
Dude,
I believe that happened a few times in that show, but it wasn't.
Yeah,
awakening I thought it would be.
The Chief took his helmet off in the first episode. No, that right there set the tone for the rest of that show, and that's why you don't see it nominated, I think, honestly, which is too bad, because they really should have crushed that, and they didn't. It kind of fell short, just like Halo Infinite.
Yeah, well, in both cases it was a soft pitch that was just completely missed.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're wondering which game is coming away with the biggest number of nominations for this year, it's God of War Ragnarok with 10. So but not too far behind is also Elden Ring, of course, and Horizon Forbidden West, which, Scott, I'm going to tell you right now, is going to get outplayed here, unfortunately. It's just going to get overshadowed with Elden Ring and God of War Ragnarok. I think you'll see them, they'll go to the awards and go, well, we have to give Horizon something, right? So they'll get an award, but they're not going to get Game of the Year and other. Yeah, it just,
the Player's Choice offers a chance for a lot more.
It does. I don't know if it, man, like I loved Horizon Forbidden West, and honestly, it was my Game of the Year until God of War Ragnarok came out, and then that's when I was gone. I was like, nope, now it's switched for me.
Well, I feel like the gaming industry's memory in some cases only lasts a short time. So God of War is fresh, new. That's on everybody's mind. That's gonna massively outshine whatever came before.
Well, that's the other issue too, right? Because, well, you say that though, Scott, but Elden Ring came out in February. Was it February we saw Elden Ring?
I actually don't remember when that released.
Right? No,
again, my memory is not so solid. So.
Oh, my memory always sucks. I never say it was good.
It's just a big long blur, and I look back, a big long blur. Hey, you turned 18. That's about all.
Dude, it's just one game after another, right? It's February 25th is when that came out. So, but the difference is that, dude, it's stuck with everybody, right? Like you're really stuck with everybody along the way.
I am ashamed to admit I have still not beaten Elden Ring.
Shame on you.
Although, then again, I do have a good excuse. I'm quite busy with video games.
Oh, whatever.
Hey, I was just talking about everything being a blur. I got spotted for this position here because I crush games.
That's true. Hey, did you notice last night? Dude, I'm sitting there last night, and all of a sudden, COD is updating. A 70 gig update for Warzone 2.
The preload.
He does suck at games, doesn't he, Brian? I heard he sucks at games. Yeah. That's why he hasn't beaten Elden Ring. Dude,
is that the Brian I know?
Let's get into the next topic. The Witcher 3 Next Gen update arrives on December 14th. Scott, at this point, we're less than a month out from getting this. This is Connor McCarr over at VG 24/7. The Witcher 3 is getting next gen update on December 14th, free. Scott, let me highlight that right there. Free for all owners of the game on PS5 and the Xbox Series X and S. In terms of what's actually being tweaked, the game will be receiving dozens of boosts to visuals, performance, fast loading times, and technical improvements. It's also getting ray tracing support and a variety of mods integrated fully into the game. In short, it's set to be the best running, prettiest looking The Witcher 3 version on consoles. For those interested in the series off the back of the Witcher Netflix show, the game will also be receiving new content inspired by said series. We've no word as to what we'll be adding exactly, but there are plans for that as well, which is very, very cool, dude.
The comedian in me says, "What are they going to remove Henry Cavill from the game?"
Oh man,
You're Ryan Reynolds when you boot up.
Deadpool shows in, just kind of arrives, and hey, everybody. Yeah, it's dude. I did not expect to see The Witcher 3 this year at all. The next gen.
No, it's still living on.
Which is fantastic, dude. I cannot wait
to go back. I have to bring it up again because, again, a point of shame for me. I have not beaten, much less played, The Witcher 3. I got something about a bathtub scene, and then I was out. But I've waited seemingly the ideal amount of time. If I were to play it now, get it with the good upgrades, free updates at that, and I know it's a massive milestone in the industry. I have to play it.
Absolutely. It's I got 25 hours in and then got pulled away.
I think that's about 5% of the game though.
I barely touched the game is what's going on. Shout out to my brother who actually beat the game. So he beat that and the DLC. Man, like he crushed the whole thing. I was like, wow. That's impressive.
That is impressive. I thought he was bad at games.
Not me. Well, yeah, I am bad at games.
I mean Darren.
Oh, he sucks too. That's it's dude, I can't wait. I've always wanted to go back, but it's like I can't. And now I'm like, I have to. This is just I have to go back to play it. We've watched.
I think we're gonna have to work on the scheduling this year for the show because there's so many that we just should return on. I don't want to let it pass me by.
Yeah, right now I'm working on a Plague Tale Requiem. That's one I have to get back to. We got it started the other day, but my wife and I haven't been able to get back to it. Been working on, dude. We dropped 4 games this week for reviews, right? Like the embargoes are just coming in hot and heavy, and we're trying to keep up, but we're short staff over here and doing the best we can. So we cover as much as we can, and this is one of the games that we definitely want to cover. There's a lot to kind of unravel, and I think a lot of people as well, Scott, are going to be playing this for the first time. I think that's the exciting part too, right? A lot of people are finally going to get introduced to The Witcher. In The Witcher 3, I guess, would be their starting point. It's where I started. I tried 2, didn't really get into it. Never tried 1. I never tried 1 at all.
Yeah, I'm not even certain I've seen number 1 with my own eyes. I played number 2 though, and it was amazing. I understand what you're saying though. It was a little bit of a hiccup trying to get into it because it's very rough. Yeah, but great game regardless.
Yeah, Brian says one of the best RPGs. From what I hear, right?
Put that on the wall next to Mass Effect 2. You'll get there.
Oh man, so many games to play. Scott, let's get into it. As Xbox boss wants to hit $99 or $129 price point for his game streaming device. Project Keystone is still in the works, but it could be years from release. Tom Ivan over at VGC. Xbox Phil Spencer has said Microsoft chose to disprioritize development. Dude, I just got hung up there.
There's something wrong with that.
Yeah, right. I was just kind of looking at it. Yeah, they're not working on it, Scott. That's where I'm going with, dude. It's still working, but they're not bringing it out anytime soon just because of the price point of deprioritize the development of its streaming device. Dude, we just saw the struggles of Stadia. Right? Yeah. Stadia came, it went. It had a pretty low barrier to get in, though. It was quite easy, quite simple to get in. I believe we played something around like the 150, 175 mark in Canada here, kind of thing.
Yeah, right? I think it was. I remember 130-ish, but that came with a controller as well. little bit of
Yes,
hardware.
it did. Yeah. So here we see
an interesting little. It's like a Chromecast with a Ethernet cord in it. It's cool.
Yep. Yeah, it is. Where this is like a slimmed down version of the Xbox Series S for Project Keystone, right? But Microsoft head of gaming told The Verge's Decoder podcast, transcribed by VGC, that the company built Keystone with some employees, took it home to test it out. It was spotted in a photo of Phil Spencer's office last month, but that while it worked well, it was proving too costly to produce. Just a little too expensive right now. So they want to get down to that 99 to 129 price range. I think it might be a bit of a sweet spot. So yeah, it's one of those things. Thanks for the refund. Hey, you know what? At least they didn't just go, we're out, right? And
actually,
left everybody hanging. I was shocked.
I didn't pursue the refund at all.
Me either.
Maybe I should have. I'm not sure if it's past the point now.
We had media access, so we were a little bit different in this case. I don't think I bought anything even on the platform besides Stadia Pro.
You know what? I can't recall actually.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It was just.
I had Valhalla on there. Now I did.
Don't. We're getting there. I will make sure we get there on this episode. We are not going to miss that. Yeah, but their cloud devices is something that they're working on. Keystone is going to be coming around eventually, but they got to lower the tech price anyways to be able to get that out into the ether for everybody to get hands on. Right now you can get into the cloud gaming, right? They do have the beta service that you're able to get in there with and you work away at that. In that instance, you can go through your phone and other tablets and things like that. Right now I've actually got the Logitech G Cloud unit where I'm streaming from, and that's what I'm playing on for a lot of my streaming preferences for Xbox cloud service. But they are looking at developing their own service, which, dude, do you really need a box that big? Like when we've seen Stadia come out and be so small, is it really necessary? Right? But they also go ahead.
It's decentralizing a bit of that cloud. I suppose there has to be some amount of localization just to take the weight off of the cloud service, perhaps.
Maybe. But granted, this year they did announce they partnered with Samsung as well to incorporate that streaming technology into the Samsung TVs moving forward. So you don't need a box, man. I think that really at the end of the day,
TV gets a little heavier. It's got an Xbox symbol on it, and both your things are. You know what? That's a smart TV that I would actually appreciate. I really grumble about the idea of a smart TV because all they did was package stuff in it that I add to it with
YouTube,
an Xbox,
Netflix, that kind of thing. Yeah, more
I've
or
never
less.
had a TV without a device.
No, so they are bringing that over to Samsung devices. Going to be switching out. Instead of do they even need to produce Keystone then? Maybe for those who don't have a Samsung TV, because I don't have a Samsung TV, right? So there is that.
I'm kind of looking at it as a Series S Slim.
Yes, yeah, absolutely, right. So I don't know. We'll see when it comes out, but they're working on getting that tech down. Scott, speaking of getting down, this one's getting shut down. It's Scavengers getting shut down in December.
Oh.
Sorry, dude. I knew you weren't going to like this one. This is Marie Delisandri over GamesIndustry.biz. Yeah. Free-to-play multiplayer shooter Scavengers will be shut down at the end of the year. In a post on the title's website, Improbable said it will close Scavengers servers on December 16th, 2022, as it's seen a decline in the player base. Whilst we explored many options to reinvigorate server population while the game is in early access, it became clear that it was unsustainable to continue development and live service. The message read, we're all proud of what we accomplished and are grateful to every player who took the time to play, even if it was just for a short while. Dude, we jumped in there for a little bit. Didn't really stick around though, unfortunately.
No, I had a great time. Andrew, he showed me that game, and it took off with me. I loved it. I'm really hoping that the Modern Warfare kind of equivalent, DMZ, I believe it's called. I don't think it's enough like Scavengers, but I hope it kind of fills that hole. Right.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, but it's too bad. You never want to see a game shut down, but dude, it's the nature of the business, and a lot of them do get shut down. They don't survive, unfortunately, right? Which it had a concept, I think, that a lot of people were pulling off. Dude, it's very much in the same realm as Vigor, in a sense, right?
Yeah, well, it's essentially that. Plus, you want to say Fortnite for simplicity's sake. It's a lot like that.
Yep, absolutely. Fortnite art style with that vigor kind of feel, or even, dude, the cycle. Another one, right?
Yeah.
Like, are there too many, Scott? You think? Is that one of the issues, that there's just too many games that are similar to it?
I think that's true. Yeah, and I don't believe Scavengers came to console at all. It was just PC blocked.
Yeah, we're right now. Vigor is on consoles. It had next gen update for it as well. And then I don't know, dude. I'm still waiting. I don't think we'll ever get it.
Population is
Escape from Tarkov. I want that on console.
Oh, and no, you don't though. You need 3 controllers on your lap to control everything, or just a mouse. It would just tell you to plug in a mouse.
Probably would, dude. Let's get into it. I know it's the moment you've been waiting for. Xbox Game Pass users may be getting one of Ubisoft's best-selling games soon. This comes Tanner over Comic Book. Recent Xbox rumors suggest that Xbox Game Pass and Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscribers may soon see one of Ubisoft's biggest games added to the service. Scott, what game did you buy not too long ago?
Yep, I got Valhalla and Unity, actually. I think at the same time.
So everybody can thank Scott as he once again buys another game that's going to make its way to Game Pass. What do you buy next?
If Mafia 2 Definitive comes, we know something's up. I have a bugging device in my house.
Dude, every time you buy a game, it gets nabbed and goes to Xbox Game Pass. So there you go. It's one of those things. I saw it and I'm like, I gotta put this in here. This has gotta go. This is pretty funny. It's one of those things. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, one of the best Ubisoft games for Assassin's Creed. Big departure actually from previous titles. Vikings and calling in a raid, and there's a whole bunch of stuff, but actually at the end of the day,
strikes and aircraft and
almost
every stealth book's first page.
At the end of the day,
I'm griping, but at the same time I really want to play it. Yeah,
dude, you should really play it. I had a lot of fun. I gotta go back. I'm waiting on the last chapter to show up, and then I'll be back in, which is funny because I just deleted Unity. Sorry, Scott. And
dude, the other reoccurring thing is that this guy gets me to buy and play these games, and then they get shut down.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it, man. I really wanted to play that so bad. That one kind of hurt. That hurt a lot, actually.
Yeah.
But Valhalla has so much content. I wonder if it's coming with all the DLC, or are they going to give you the base game and then want you to buy all the DLC, right? Because there's that aspect of it as well.
I would expect it's just the base game.
Probably, right? Because they want you to get in. If you haven't played Assassin's Creed Valhalla, it's set in the Viking time period, but I think what their hook is to get you involved, get you into the game, and after 100 hours or more, once you've completed the game, you can then go, oh man, there's more DLC. And is there DLC? Like there is, you look at The Witcher 3 getting released, and it's all of its DLC. This is comparable almost in the same sense of the DLC here for Valhalla, because they have so many expansions. Path of the Druids, I think. Wrath of the Druids, sorry. And then they had the other one where you were in Asgard. And just there's Ragnarok DLC. Dude, there's so much content. It was hard for us to keep up.
I almost said Death of the Insider, but that's Death of the Outsider, and that's Dishonored I'm thinking of. Another dead and buried.
Dude, I love that game.
I still have to play Dishonored 2, man. I'm telling you. I need like a good year off.
Well, Christmas holidays are coming up. You get about 2 weeks. Have at her.
First up, Metroid Dread. We're starting way in the beginning.
Man, you know what? So as big as a fan as I am of Dishonored, I didn't finish 2 either.
Okay.
Yeah, both of us should get back to that one. Man, there's just so many games. We can't keep up. Scott, speaking of games, there is one out today. What is it?
It's from your favorite series. We have Goat Simulator 3, and that's on PlayStation 5, Series X and S consoles, and PC.
Is it coming to Game Pass?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm not certain about that.
Because I thought the other ones did, so I wouldn't.
The other ones did. That's right? How I experienced them. A bit of a dark patch in my memory there, but the games were light.
Oh yeah, Goat Sim, baby! I tell you, what a. But either way, Scott, that's gonna wrap up today's show. Everybody, thank you for hanging out with us. This has been ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. You can always join us live over on twitch.tv/theofficial_ITG, as well as YouTube at ITG. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later. InsideTheGame.ca podcast services and TV streaming networks around the globe. Until tomorrow, everybody, I'm Drew, that's Scott. We'll see you inside the game.